Hi YouTube, it's Amber, also known as Unraveling Quilter on Instagram. Gonna make a video update kind of here of what I hope to accomplish in August. Meant to make this on the 1st of the month, but obviously a third of the month has already gone by, so we shall see how this goes. I signed up for 2 new swaps, even though after I finished my last swap I said I wasn't going to do anymore. I was going to try to focus on sewing for myself because I have a lot of great halfway finished projects, but 2 swaps caught my eye that I could not resist. The first was for a block exchange swap, which I've never done before. This one is utilizing some moth blocks that were designed by Lily Ellis Stitchery. And the idea is everyone is going to create the same block with the same background fabric, and then that's what's going to get swapped. The background fabric was this sweet tea fabric that basically kind of looks like denim. So I did have to purchase this. It's a Moda fabric. Again, it just kind of looks like denim for the background, and then the choices to use on the foundation paper piece pattern is up to the maker. And I have a lot of great scrap packs that I've gotten off of D-Stashes on Instagram, which I think is a great way to find out of print weird fabrics for things like this. And actually this pattern utilizes pretty small pieces. And so I feel like it's gonna be a great usage of some of these that I've kind of stocked up in my stash. So I mean, right here is a massive bag of a bunch of Tula fabric that I got out of a D-Stash that I found online. I kind of sorted it into 2 sacks. One was pieces of fabric that I had, and one was rare pieces that I don't have. And so I was going to kind of go through that and use it up. I mean, there's some really great saltwater pieces in here to use up for these moths. I signed up to make 4 sets of them. There's 3 moths per set, so that's going to be 12. Yes, 12. Math is important. 12 blocks altogether. So I think I'm going to try using, like I said, the scrap pack for some of them. However, I've recently gotten in some really neat fat quarters that I was going to think of trying to maybe use for a set, and that would give a variety of other than just all Tula for my blocks. The other swap I then signed up for was a Disney swap. Oh, and if you want to follow these swaps on Instagram, the Moth Swap, I believe, is hashtag Moth Swap 2019. Or maybe it's Moth Exchange Swap 2019. I should have looked this up before I made a video, because that's what smart people do. Didn't do it, so find them. Good luck. Oh, go to my Instagram and you can find them. Yeah. I'm young and hip. I know this stuff off the top of my head. The other swap I signed up for, though, is a Disney swap. And I just got my partner for that one, and I'm super excited for that one. I'm just a little lost on what to do for my partner. Their mosaic had a lot of foundation paper piece patterns out there with creating a character. And I think those are great and they're fabulous. I just though recently created a pretty complex foundation paper piece pattern for a prior swap. And I just kind of want to stretch myself in a different direction creatively. One of the reasons I love swaps is because it gives me a reason to try something new or to try something different than what my brain automatically goes to. And so since I've already kind of, like I said, just did a very intricate character out of a foundation paper piece, I just don't really want to go that way with this swap, and I'm trying to decide if my partner will be on board with what I'm thinking or not. One of their favorite Disney princesses was Ariel, who, I mean, a lot of people love Ariel. She's excellent. Personally, a little bit more fan of Ursula. She has one of my favorite Disney songs ever. Poor Unfortunate Souls is when you're having a bad day, you can just pretend that you want to curse everybody, because that's normal. Anyway, so because they had Ariel on their board, the first thing my brain kind of thought of was a Mariner star, which I've never created before. However, I have done other kind of piecing projects using Disney fabrics that kind of use a traditional look of a quilting block, And then, like I said, use a really great fussy cut to highlight the Disney aspect and create something. One of those is kind of the still unfinished project I had. This was a English paper piecing pattern by Mr. Domestic a couple years back, and I created it with Maleficent there in the middle, and then used kind of other fabrics on the outside to still give a very Disney vibe, but to kind of take it in a different direction. And this is just kind of what I think of when I think of Disney. So I was thinking Mariner Star, going in kind of this pattern of, I have a lot of Disney fabrics left over from another English paper piecing I was working on, which I'm really close to the end and I just need to finish it. But it was Sue Daly's Round We Go. And so kind of was using Allison Glass fabrics for the color pieces on the outside to highlight that pattern, and then just utilizing some really great fussy cutting from some fabrics that are out there. I really like how there's a lot of character fabrics out there now that are monotone, that they don't all have to be like the colors from the movie. You know, they'll put them in black and white, or there's some really great blue and white. I believe there's a princess set out right now that is all low volume that I might utilize for this swap a little bit as well. They're all white background, and then depending on the princess, they go to just a singular color. And I think this is great because you can take what is traditionally thought of as like a kid fabric, a kid pattern, and you can create it in something that I think has a much more mature vibe. I mean, I definitely feel like that's what this gives off. That Maleficent piece gives off just a more adult vibe to me. But I had a few other ones kind of in that same idea, like the fabric in the middle that I took this out of was in a magenta black kind of tones, and there's the Snow White one. And then just using, you know, like I said, Allison Glass fabric to give it more pops of color or to take it in a way. And that's why I really like these monotone fabrics that they kind of have coming out right now. I already had one of Ariel in my stash that was, let's see here. Here's this piece right here. So I was kind of thinking of using this and trying to take some great fussy cuts out of this and going with the purpley blue plum color of this to create the Mariner Star. I know Mariner Stars don't usually tend to have a center. My brain just really wants to put Ariel in the center of the pattern I have found currently for a Mariner Star that I want to try. I don't know if I'll still stay that way when I finish. I've also thought about how great, you know, even utilizing this fabric in very specific cuts on the outside of the star could still really highlight Ariel, but also highlight quilting by that Mariner Star in the middle. That's another idea that I've kind of thrown out there. But I also still have, like I said, from that Round We Go, some great, I mean, this one isn't 100% monotone because you have like the apple, you have the seashell, you know, piece in there that kind of brings a pop of color with the purple. However, if I fussy cut this right, I can try to stay with just the purple vibe of it, and use it maybe in specific points of the Mariner Star. Especially like on this one, I was trying to maybe use Ariel's name to get that in the Mariner Star specifically, but also get the color story of the purples and blues. I have that same kind of fabric in a blue tone as well. So depending on what I think I want to end up doing, I kind of have those two options. I also had some great just like black and white, oop, there you go, fabrics of Disney princesses that again, you can maybe utilize a fussy cut from some way in the Mariner Star, depending on what part I'm trying to pop out. That's another blue. That was another great one that, you know, can try to give from far away. It's just going to be the blue tonal color of a certain aspect. And as you get up close, there's just kind of more that Where's Waldo hidden picture Disney saturation in a non-traditional way. So I think I'm going to try to work on these tomorrow. I've had a really busy month. It's just how life goes, right? It's August. The kids are about to start school at the end of the month. Time, it flies. Someone once told me the older you get, the faster time goes. And I was young at the time and didn't get it. And now I totally get it. But that's kind of what I have on my plate. And so maybe if I've made a YouTube video, this might actually get me going and making sure I stay on deadline. I've never not missed a swap deadline yet, knock on wood, but it might happen. But it's not, because I haven't done it. I'm not going to. So, but that's just my ideas of kind of where I'm doing right now, what my thought process is, what I'm looking into creating. So yeah, until next time.